It says that I'm live. All right. Morning thoughts. Shout out to Miss Goldie Robinson. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Miss Goldie Robinson says, good morning, SouFLo and family. Up, up, up. Lady Merlina is in the building. Also, second King Biggs there. Big up yourself, family. Good morning. Craig Bailey, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Craig Bailey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Ring the line, no man. You know, we always like when you call in. Not Miami Pioneer, ain't no pie in here. Them kind of thing there, right? Big up yourself. VB721 is here. Mystic Lion up. Thank you for being here. Lashana Alexander is in the building early this morning. Dre Bell is here. Mr. Arthur Caldan is in the building this morning. Which one my glasses them there? I like to feel studious. Dre Bell, Mr. Arthur Caldan, Marcia Maynard is here. Clive Stewart is in the building. Up. Jet Shelley is here. Christopher Vibes Rum is here. Rose Martin is here this morning. Wayne Nathan is in the building this morning. Good morning, family. DR is here this morning. Rosalind Smichael is here. Ernest Stadhart is in the building. Danya Casada is in the building. Tracy Champion is in the building. That name Rosalind Smichael kind of remind me of some family members that I have. I'm related to the Smichaels out of Clarendon. So Rosalind, I don't know if you're family, but I'm very familiar with Smichael. Seeing Ernest Stadhart is here, Donna Casada, Tracy Champion is here, Bob Cosmic is in the building this morning. Dane J, good morning. Big up yourself and thank you for being here. Kevin Lee is here. Steve Wright is in the building. Talking Logics podcast is in the building this morning. That sounds very interesting. Talking Logics. Stacy Dean, over here we say reasoning with intelligence. You said talking logics. Sounds good. I might pay a visit and see what I go on. Stacy Deans. Cleon Muller is in the building this morning. Lisa Marie Chin King is here. Janet Stewart is here. Lenora Todd is in the building. Shari Schubert is in the building. I'm here recovering from COVID. Oh my. At least you're recovering, right? I wish you all the best. I hear it's nothing fun or funny to have. And we're going to the topics this morning, and then let me do my official shout out so my OCD self don't get thrown off. So shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the entrepreneurs, our stay-at-home moms and pops, our retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, the round town and the long distance over the road truck drivers. Shout out to the brother Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. I've been sending y'all over to Troy's channel for quite some time now, and I like what I'm seeing. The numbers are changing, so please continue to go over there and hit that subscribe button. Takes nothing. All right, big up on yourself and thank you for being here. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you and thank you for being here this morning. All right, we have a couple of things on the table to talk about this morning. I have to end this live at 8:30, the latest. Cause you know it go already. Things are going on in the house with upon this thing. I missed the gym yesterday after I only just started, so that don't look good, which means today I'll have to go and double time it, which I will do because I'm deciding to stay on my path, right? I'm still not doing my strip down video yet on these things, but I'll get to that as well. And wife, she goes off to the gym first in the morning, so I have to make sure that this is finished so everybody stays on schedule and, you know, the house stay nice on them kind of something there. Vibes stay nice on them thing there. What's going on with Death Country? Boy, listen up. I have on the table this morning. So yesterday we were supposed to finish up that video. See me while I know. Why when you're here, Jesse? Listen up. I don't know, but I've been doing this since I was very young though. Like whenever I have fun when me I grow up. But you know, you have something in your hand and you're looking for it. So you hear me just say, where my glasses there? And my glasses is right here, right? These are not test glasses, by the way. Let me say it again. These are the glasses that Blu-ray glasses. Take the lights off your eyes from these lights. You see the big box light them to make the thing bright so you can see me. but they kind of wear the eyes in, so you cover your eyes while you do this thing. All right. So I want to talk about the 38. We're supposed to finish up from yesterday. Very spirited conversation yesterday about the tug of war between Andrew Holness and Maroon leader Chief Currie. We're gonna go off of that segue into something else. The Gleaner did an article yesterday on Chief Currie, and the Gleaner, this is the first time I've ever seen this. Because remember, I know part of the conversation yesterday was about demonizing, or the way, the language in which the media is portraying this man. And they would use words like inflammatory and these kind of words. And I'm asking, like, when did him do anything inflammatory? Can you see how the chief carry himself? And he's, so these words are like inflammatory. Yesterday, front page Chief Currie, and the Gleaner said something about, they called him on front page increasingly delusional. That was what he was put up as yesterday on the Gleaner, increasingly delusional. And the Gleaner actually drew their line in the sand yesterday. Make no mistake about it. We stand with the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. Now, I'm not expecting a national newspaper to say we are against the Prime Minister. Come on, Jamaica, we are talking about. It's not like in the US where you have CNN that might go in when the president's in and point out all his faults, and they will have a balance, because then you go over to Fox News, and Fox is more leaning towards the agenda, as in CNN is seeing it from a different angle, and you have all these different news houses that you can go to that have different opinions, right, on the same topic. No, the Gleaner leaned in yesterday. It was a pretty long article. I don't know if I can find it now. I really want to run through the other 5 stuff we have on the board this morning, so we get that out the way. And we might have to do that on our next video, go into the whole thing of what the Gleaner said. The gist of it, the basics of it is, when Chief Currie talked about, when the Prime Minister said no sovereignty, not on his watch, not 1 inch of Jamaica soil, so on and so forth. And the Gleaner basically said that we stand in solidarity with the Prime Minister, and labeled Chief Currie on the front page as increasingly delusional. I'm a vlogger. I own the title now. I used to tell people, don't call me a vlogger, because I do so much more than vlogging. Vlogging is actually when people follow you around, or you follow yourself around with a camera. You show people your daily routine. I'm up this morning getting ready for work. I'm driving in the car. I'm heading on the highway. This is where I work, blah, blah, blah. That's vlogging. What we do is commentaries and discussions. So we take trending topics pertaining to our diaspora, bring them over here, so spread it out on the table and chop through it, and everybody put their piece in, and we'll come to some kind of sense about it. So that's different from vlogging. But since people want to just throw everybody in there and say vlogger boy or vlogger gal or vloggers, all right then, vlogger. I'm a vlogger. There are other vloggers out there. Vloggers don't owe anything to anybody as far as their opinions go, as far as who tells them to say what, unless they sign to somebody with, some kind of agenda upon some contract, and then they're like, here's a list of things that you cannot talk about. Here's a list of things you cannot say. Don't ever use this term, blah, blah, blah. We don't have that over here, sir. So we freely give our honest opinion, and sometimes we dumb ourselves down because we can't say everything out front. Just trying to keep a cool, not trying to incite anything. Sometimes you have to hold some things back. Sometimes some things we say will put people in immediate danger. So we have to talk in a certain kind of way where you yourself have to read between the lines. Not the Gleaner, though. Not Star, not the Gleaner. Those major news entities should be unbiased. They should report the news. Many people say, SouFLoTV, I thought your job was to be unbiased and to report the news. No. And I tell them, no. If you want to hear the news out of Jamaica, go watch TVJ, go watch, go to Loop, go to Gleaner, go to Star, go to CVM, go to all those entities. Those people carry the news. I'm not there to have camera on scene interviewing the victim's family right after the something happened and all that. So how would I be reporting the news properly, right? Me can't be a news reporter. We discuss stuff. We take what they put out and then we put it on the table and make sense of it. Not the Gleaner. The Gleaner, I don't feel like the Gleaner should be doing what they're doing. But this ain't the first time. This ain't the second time. This is not the third time. We've seen this before. They do this all the time, which brings me now to clearly see that the Gleaner is controlled. And I mean, but the Gleaner is controlled. Okay, it's just like finding out Jamaica is not really independent. Yeah, we still bow to the Queen. Okay, the Gleaner is controlled also. And I have to say it outright because I see it now. Anyhow, you don't go calling people increasingly delusional and all this. They're stirring the fire as well. What they did just there was just tip little, and that's what they do. Tip a little gasoline in the fire and back up, tip a little more. Because you don't know how people out there might be organizing and planning and plotting to act or react. And you might just fire something up. I believe that the situation that is going on with the Maroons and our current Prime Minister, they need to come to a head. They need to sit down and talk. There has to be discussion and there has to be some kind of agreement come to. Agree to disagree or whatever the case is. Because Jamaica can't take no more war, right? Civil war, any kind of war, bad mind, this anger issues that with each other. We need to be cleaning that up. And right now, that's the energy that's going out there. But you know what? When it's time for war, it's time for war. And when it's time for peace, it's time for peace. So maybe we just have to watch this unfold. But I'm absolutely sure that the Gleaner is controlled. Increasingly delusional when a news entity takes a personal stand on one side and start calling the other side names, that only leaves room for others to call you back name. I tell people this all the time. If you're going to speak to me, make sure you don't say anything like, suck your mother, or nothing like that. Because you see, once you say that, conversation done. There's nothing else for me to say to you. What else you want me to respond to when you start calling me names? Oh, I'm increasingly delusional? Yeah. Oh, no, a sellout. No, you're crazy. Oh, I'm crazy? Yeah, you're an idiot. And we go into the name calling and then nothing is solved. People just get angrier and angrier and try to find more ways to call you more names and all that, and no peace is attained, right? So they need to clean that up. But Gleaner, we'll see or no. We're on to you. All right. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyhow, before I go into these topics, 38 murders, first 8 days of 22, and Chang still keeps his job. All right. Chief Currie answers Andrew and that we did that yesterday, and let's bring that to a close today. Spragga Benz him make a vaccine song and it reached front page because Tufton, Minister of National Health, comes out and says he's not pleased with this. Obviously, Spragga, Rasta, Spragga is probably against what they're pushing. But I want to do that one in a separate video by itself, right? Because Spragga been at this for a minute, championing his cause. All right. The Gleaner, yes, increasingly delusional. We went through that. I'm looking at my board. FLoyd Green reinstated. We can touch on that and go. And then Combo Boss. They're looking for Combo Boss. Them can't find her. So they claim police can't find her while she is advertising part 2 of her combo party. You know, if you don't know what the combo party is about, then go ask somebody. All right. I might touch on that. But U.S. issues warning about travel to Jamaica. We're going to talk about that as well. But let me say something because I don't want to do a full video on this topic. I just want to breeze through it real quick. Mr. People, start steer your children, them, your grandchildren, your niece, them, your nephew, them. Pray for them. Teach them life. Put your best into them and do all you can do. My granny always said, when man on earth has done his best, then the angels in heaven will do the rest. That means sometimes you can't save some people. Some people are not meant to be saved. Some people are just so it have to go. Some have to dead, some have to live, some have to involved in a foolishness, and some will fly straight. Some have to buck them toe fall down and learn. Some have to buck them toe fall down and never get up and just so life go. And when we get to understand all that, then we'll understand life and it'll be easier to navigate through this thing without so many heartbreaks. I saw it's in the chat room. And again, every time I say in the chat room, enough people say, SouFLo, put me in the chat room, no, I want to see it. The chat room is full. The chat room been full for a while now. Big up to the people them in the chat room who keeps the chat room going. That chat room was once only for content coming from SouFLoTV. Once me free up the reins and I said, you know what? I'm no longer into that. Post everything you can find in here. That way we get to see everything and we can discuss everything here before it even comes to platform. Why? I see the picture yesterday. So there's a missing girl who was missing since last year, a teenager. She's 15 years old, right? She's been missing since she was 14. So yesterday there was a double murder in Jamaica in St. James. Regular thing I go on, right? And lo and behold, it's the girl. I don't know if y'all saw the video that I did yesterday, so I'm not going to speak about that situation now. I'm just going to say a couple things. Like, for instance, the way how they did that boy and that girl. I don't know boy. Is a man. You're a 25-year-old man and you are dead with a 15-year-old girl in your bed. That's enough right there, sir. Right? Because if I did my daughter, I really wouldn't care how you. I mean, I hear is people bawling out, and I don't want to be insensitive because you know sometimes you raise your children, all this, and 25 is still very young. You tell them the right thing and all these things, and them still got the wrong. It doesn't mean you're gonna chop them up like piece of mutton and throw them to the dogs, right? You're still gonna feel some type of way like Jesus Christ. Look what my son came out to. Look how his life ended tragically. Look how I warn him. Look how I talk to him. Look how I say leave certain things alone. You know, somebody still feels it. So I don't want to be totally inhumane, as in saying that's him way. But honestly, if I did my daughter that, my little 15-year-old, as the father described her, is a daughter where him raised by himself. The mother gone, well, left him with 3 picnic, and him decides, and yes, women do that too, a lot. Walk out and left the picnic them with the man, and there are a lot of single dads out here raising their children, right? I don't know why society try to gear us to men leave their families and their children, women never do. So the woman is always stuck with the children. So any single mother you see big or up, no, women do it too, mash up them family and all that. So from the dad's story, I know him not see the mother. She left and left him with 3 picnic from the girl was little baby. The man say I am come her here and dress her up to go school and everything. And I look at my daughters, like every time I look at Melania, I'm like, which boy? You know, I always say it, like even in the house I say it. My wife would probably look at me like, yeah. But which boy? After I put all this love and this energy into this little person and watch this little person grow and invest my best in her, which boy? You know? So here he is in bed with the little girl. Brother, you catch red-handed at death. Some people will even say 360, what is done in the dark must come to light, and there's a circle and everything comes back around. Karma sometimes is this wicked. Karma sometimes is this vicious. I'm going to tell you that it's vicious, you know? It's vicious. God, man, if y'all saw the scene, what them do to the girl. For those who will never see the video, I always do this. For those who are offended that I do this, then cock your ears, because some people will never see it, and I don't blame them for those who don't ever want to see it, and those who want to know but can't find it because you can't get in the chat room because it's full. The brother and the girl in the room. I have a theory about this though. The brother and the girl in our room. Big man. Him have him here braid up on everything. He's laid down, face down on the ground. They obviously shot him in his forehead. Right? Him leak out his life, his blood is everywhere upon the ground, and them even chop them up. They not only shot them, they chop them up, which kind of make me think like, what must they have done? What them did do to get done like that? You know, I'm not swearing for nobody, but me I wonder what them do to get done like that. Yes, he's 25 years old. She was 15. She was 15. I see some big nasty man I talk about, well, woman there with man all the time, and the girl are 20 and 21, and man are all 45 and 50 and them something there. So why if the girl are 15 and please don't talk to me if that's how your thinking is. Just keep that to yourself, right? Me not entertain that, don't like it, don't want to hear it, and definitely not going to have a conversation with you about it where it's going to turn out good. I'm going to try to lock it off. People are actually saying that. And of course, yo, when you're messed up in life, sometimes in the brain, you yourself can't say you mess up. So obviously them brothers here that are online that are saying this, they are the ones who will perpetuate this again in the future, repeat the cycle, keep doing the same thing because they're stuck in a place where they believe mentally that this is okay. It's not friggin' okay. You're in your 20s, is a little girl. It's not okay. Even our father says she not even done grow yet. Like she a baby, she not ready for man and these things. The part where he said that she him pass her enough time, good old pass her up and down out there and don't even know say she, right? Because she lose so much weight. Remember, you know, him daughter left the house, she round up on everything. Him see somebody out the road, maga, him's like, that's not even her stature. My daughter missing, and I'm looking for her, but that's not she. Bleach out her skin completely. When I saw the video of her in the bed, how them do her in the bed, she did that upon the bed. The 25-year-old upon the floor. When I saw how they did her in that bed, and then I actually looked more just to see like how her appearance changed. Totally different person. The bleaching alone make them look like one completely different person. And if you don't remember, the Klansman Wandan gang trial that's going on right now in Jamaica, that is one of the things that one of the witnesses said he did. And he was able to be even close to them and they didn't even know say it's him. Bleach out himself completely, change him complexion to a very light complexion when he was extremely dark skinned before and they couldn't recognize him. So imagine she bleach out herself, she have on weave, you know, she put on makeup, just change her features and her whole body changed. Her dad couldn't recognize her. And she was close to home. And this is somebody that he warned her about. But you know what Granny said, right? Hard is, who can hear? Want to know the rest. All right. So see that a hard, rough, tough lesson, but she not really learned the lesson because she gone, right? Just a sad ending. Just a sad. Mr. Them, yo, them do the girl bad. I want to describe it and can't even describe it because I don't feel like to describe. Them do are bad. Them do are bad. May I tell you. Chop up and shut up, you know, multiple shots. Both of them get and chop them up. And me, I wonder why. Why? Which speaks to a conversation we had before about the young people and how they view life differently, how they're more callous and they want to kill in a more gruesome, more, see the word gruesome there, more brawling manner. Them the business, when they come in there, everything get it, all the baby get it, pot get shut off a stove and everything. The puss around for him get it too. Everything in there for dead. That kind of mentality right there, and to be able to go through and actually do it, no man, that's scary. That's scary. These ain't soldiers in combat. These are terrorists that are terrorizing their own country and their own local citizens. I mean, we have to go find a different way to start work out with beefs and issues. It can't be like this. All right, Justin Brown, you obviously saw it, right? The whole our head side gone. And she lay down there in the bed and look like she's her facial affect. Like me telling them to study different kind of something. I'm just weird like that. Her facial affect just says to me, like she's stuck like, oh my God, this is how it ends for me. And that's what her face said to me. At 15 years old, her face said, oh my God, this is how it ends for me. And our head side chop out. I said, blood fire. Them money, I'm willing to bet they probably even, I don't know if they did sexually assaulted her or not. She in her clothes, she's clothed at the top, the sheets covered down the bottom, but you can see half a part under the sheet, like she still have on clothing on the lower half of her body as well, but she wrap up in her sheet like, you know, somebody lay down in a bed like them comfortable and them really just never did expect that. So it looked like him jump up to reach the door because somebody was coming through the door and then all hell broke loose in there. Or catch a shot there and spin around, but bust out the man head in a way where, boy, I don't know. If this the kind of way that we love and treat each other, I don't know. But Let me close off that segment by saying this. Again, Jamaicans, it's in your bloodline, right? We've been tribal warring from before we even came to this continent, enough of us, and it's in us to do that. Uh, but the way how we are doing it today, with no sense of purpose, no nothing of them behind it, other than vanity and greed and lust and envy and nothing good, not coming out of that. Just more sadness and more sadness. So me I gonna left that one there right there. So God know, man. So let's start off by talking about this though. Switch topics. My condolences goes out to her father, because good fathers don't normally get too much big up. And we talk about this on this channel before. When mummies and Mother's Day come and Valentine's Day come and everything of them holiday day and those appreciation days, then it's a different story. The world knows. Mother's Day come up in the grocery store full of flowers and cards and things. When Father's Day come up, them have one little section around one corner, one party. I have to go ask somebody, where do I find the Father's Day stuff? Because I don't see it in here. You don't have to ask that when it's Mother's Day. It's all in that seal in that store, right through the store and everything. So, good fathers out there, man, continue to do what you do. I see people blaming the dad. I can't blame that man. I'm not going to rub salt into his wound. I cannot blame that man because the man already said he went to the police and made multiple reports. He went to the police and reported it multiple times and nothing. Like, I don't know if he's saying they didn't help him, but he is saying them can't find her, is what he ended that statement by saying. But he did his part. Our daddy around there probably afraid of the youth because the youth is known to be one of them youth there, right? Gunman in your area, behave yourself or him spank you, real talk. So it's one of those situations, sad when you can't even protect your children or you have to decide it's my life or my child. It's my life or my child. And go talk up, drip up the boy, left my daughter alone. Back in the day, even bad man, they have respect in a man. Like, yeah, I like the girl and I really want to think so. I go talk to her family and thing and make sure. Say, even if them are gonna run you and say, come out, we don't want you run out with my daughter and thing. Them still used to show a little bit of respect, yeah, granny that and not no. I want her, me I take her. What the father want to say? Oh, he might slap a shot in face and so I mean the man is caught between a rock and a hard place and is very much a victim of our socioeconomic issues that we see going on unfolding before us today on our beautiful island of Jamaica. Prison means nothing to Jamaicans, period. Yeah, cause a party in there. If them did have at hard labor and actually had hard labor, then it would have been a different story. Walk them like sickness when them come out, them maga like whiz. Nobody will want to go in there. And we don't even have to bring the death penalty back to do that. Just put what is on the books to work. Remember when time Donald Trump came into power and he was using what was already on the books but was laying dormant? All he did was just lively up the law and just kick it into action. Same thing. We do have at hard labor, but look at what at hard labor is. Man, I have party in there. I have a man designated for wash my clothes, make sure all my whites are whites. Cell block, lock off, music I play. Man, look like my crush up weed in them hand. Like them they are road, same way. Yo, charge you walk on. Yeah, dog. And I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to go there either. It would be boys camp for me. So, I mean, where's the deterrent? Where is the deterrent? All right. With that said, segues us into 38 murders for the first 8 days of 2022 and Horace Chang still keeping job. Now, I must tell you this. 38 or 37 in 8 days. Think about that. I saw, I believe it was Louisiana, because I did a story on Young Dolph yesterday on the other channel, Hot Topics TV, and I thought, they're saying we've had 19 murders so far for the year, and this is tragic and it's out of control. I want y'all to go look at Louisiana, state of Louisiana, landmass, population, etc., compared to Jamaica. 38 in 8 days, or 37 in 8 days, as it was reported. Blood fire. Wagwan. And then you have Minister of National Security. That's your job. I'm not saying Minister of National Security can stop crime, because obviously, but the man can do something else. So there was an article put out on it, and I'm going to run through the article real quick for you so we get an understanding. Shout out to the Star. The Star put this article out, and the article says 37 murdered in the first 8 days of 2022, but Chang keeps his job. I know me says so. So sometimes when I do these, people who didn't see the original article, they're like, SouFLo, come off a Chang name now, man. What's your headline about 37 murdered in 8 days and Chang still keep him job? It comes directly from their front page. This is the Star front page. May I read to you? All right. And this was published January 11th, 2022. Today is the 13th. Jamaica recorded 37 murders in the first 8 days of 2022. Data from the Jamaica Constabulary Force has revealed, not SouFLoTV information. This is 9 more than the corresponding year, where they had 28 murders, which was committed in the first week of 2021. So them want up the thing. All right, so when people say it can go get worse, this is what we're talking about. When you compare the year before to the year that's happening now and it get worse, you have to just say things are going to get worse. And it is getting worse, right? The country recorded 1,463 murders to close out 2021. Start off 2022 on a pace that looks like they want to beat that number. I guess somebody out there said, "Don't pay off a make." Now, despite the grim figures, Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang has kept his job as National Security Minister following a cabinet reshuffle that was announced yesterday. Security consultant Robert Finzi-Smith told the Jamaica Star last night that despite Chang's shortcomings, Prime Minister Andrew Holness would have struggled to find a better pick. He said, "Look at the government benches and find me a Minister of National Security. I dare you." Finzi-Smith, however, said that Chang has failed to control crime in St. James Northwest constituency. "I'm going to call some names," he said. Listen to this. Him said, first of all, the man said, Andrew Holness have him hands tied because him can't find nobody else to do that job there better. The pickings are slim. Finzi said that Chang has failed to control crime in certain constituencies. But listen to that part here. "I'm going to call some names." Him said Flanker, Salt Spring, Norwood, Canterbury, downtown Montego Bay. What do all of these have in common? Is what Finzi asks. All of this is about tough sections in Chang's own constituency. If you can't take care of your own constituency, how are you going to take care of the country? In the meantime, Finzi opined or made an opinion that criminals have a limited view on life, and this feeds their murderous attitude. But he's not right. He's not wrong there. He's not wrong there. Some of them make up their mind for dead. I'm hear a man say something like, when I say people are for dead, so me can live. And until then, till my time come, I just saw it go. Right? Fling body in the ground. And they've made up their mind to do just that. I mean, what can you do after that? Them have an all-time calypso where say, back to back, belly to belly, I don't give a damn, me done dead already. That's the mental. Big granny. The man said them have an all-time calypso where say, back to back, belly to belly, I don't give a damn, me done dead already. And that's the mentality of these young men, these criminal men. He argued that in order to reduce gun crimes such as murder and shootings, the government will have to impose tough sentencing regimes on persons who are convicted of illegal possessions of firearms. All right, when we're asking what can Chang do then? Right there. Right there. They can put their heads together and they can go in and they can put amendments to laws and they can change certain things and certain rules, laws, and regulations can be adjusted, updated, changed, amended, whatever needs to be done to make sure this country becomes a country where people overseas. I want to see a day come when people overseas speak about Jamaica, they're like, yo, Jamaica is so beautiful. When that breeze hits you, man, when you get off the plane, and the smell is just different, right? And then when you hit like the hills and it's so lush and green and food everywhere and blah, blah, blah. And when it comes to crime, that's not the place you want to commit a crime. They're like, serious, bro. That's what me want to hear. And they can do it. They can do it. You hear what I'm saying? Me want to hear people talk about when it comes to Jamaica. That's not the place you want to go commit a crime. Just like how people say, yo, when it comes to the Middle East, that's not the place you want to go, you know, taking people's stuff. I know you a thief. I know you're a clipper. You like snatch people things. That's not the place you want to do it. You might end up with no hands. So people keep them hands to themselves. Because when the consequence is that drastic, it makes you think, is it really worth it? No, I'm not saying them for chop off people hand and nothing, but I'm saying what they have on the books right now is just lazy boy stuff. It's a pat on the back stuff, right? And that has to do with a big part of what's going on. We can talk about how the people and mindset for change and all that, but in the meantime, everybody are going dead out before the people and mindset change, because that's what government is put in position for, is to govern those who can govern themselves, really. So if no governing not going on, then those who are deemed as powerful or strong or scary or to be respected, which most of the cases is the gunman, then them are going to govern the thing. Here we are with this again, man. So if you give him 30 years, I'm coming out at 47, a middle-aged man. So he made an average. He says that the average gunman now is around 16 to 17 years old. That's the average. The shot of them a step way younger than that. The shot of them a step way younger than that. See? The average gunman now is 16 to 17 years old. So if you give him 30 years, him coming out at 47, a middle-aged man who would have done enough time to introspect and to reform. But if you give him 10 to 12 years, him coming out as a wise, a bad man. And we talked about that extensively on this channel from time to time, don't it? So my thing is this. For 2022, I want a job that is high paying and comes with lots of good benefits and makes me powerful to be respected in my country. People straighten up when them see me. Provides me a lifestyle. I can take the boats out on the weekends and live on top of the hill where the mansions are and these things, and I can't perform the job. That's the job I want. Me can't perform it, and my boss know, say I can't perform this job. I'm not bringing in any good results, but he'll renew my contract after I'm finished. I'm just saying, we're not even gonna call nobody else's name right now, right? We just want one of those jobs for this year, where me just do what I want to do, no accountability, and collect my big fat paycheck. I'm a boss, like it, because him reinstate me every time. That's what I want. Failure, straight up failure. The Minister of National Security in Jamaica not do a thing, but that cry has been there for a long time now, and nobody now do nothing about it. They're gonna keep him there until, I guess, until Andrew get tired of him, until him decides to want to retire. You know, so the man fall asleep in the middle of the thing. Drop asleep on television. That's to show how much they care. Or maybe they're just too old for the job. I don't know. I know when you reach up in that age, you know, I think midday sleep lick you anywhere. You start sleep more than ever before. Some people would say you're getting closer to death because you're aging out of life. So your body start, you know, doing things. And as the older you get, the more the sleep come on. So him just drop asleep in that middle of something. I don't know, man. All these old guys in these positions, leading the place, doing the thing in some antiquated way that doesn't fit today. Doesn't fit today. Me and a sister have a discussion recently, and she called me and tell me a bunch of things, you know, give me some good insights. Me can't mention half of what she said because name call up and all these things, but the part where she said, yo, they can fix it, but they just don't want to. It's true. And I see why now also. But that's what we're left with. Nobody's going to say nothing. And when it's time to vote, the same people complaining are going to vote the same people in again, give them more money, more security in their jobs and all that, and complain some more about the same situation again. Now, moving along from Chang, it is what it is. I just want y'all to be aware that there's a Minister of National Security that ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Somebody call him and ask him why Jamaica does not have a national DNA database. And then we can talk. Still don't. And the forensic expert that the US sent to Jamaica to work alongside them to help them to establish a national DNA database spent however much long down there and left frustrated with a statement that this American man said. He went there with the best intention to help them set up the national DNA database, blah, blah. He's never gotten so many runarounds and so much blah, 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 side talk and all inconsistencies and no accountability. He's never seen this in his life. He's come to one conclusion. And the one conclusion is that those who are in power in Jamaica want the stuff to stay the way it is. And he left. He left the job. All right. Let that sink in. But you're a Minister of National Security, though, right? So when people who don't really know ask, how Chang can't stop nothing, these are the things that he's supposed to be on top of that he's not on top of. We're not talking about him to stop crime. We're talking about him to put things in place. Then we can work on having real deterrence. Shout out to the brother FLoyd Green, moving right along. FLoyd Green like combo bar. Well, I can't say FLoyd Green is like combo boss because him now well know. But FLoyd Green was at that party, if you don't know. So FLoyd Green on his 40th birthday and just 117 days after he was forced to resign in shame. Another politician from Andrew Holness's constituency. But I have a different view on FLoyd Green though, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. FLoyd Green, considered one of the brightest sparks in the Holness administration, was reappointed to the cabinet. Right? So the two-term St. Elizabeth Southwestern Member of Parliament earned the wrath of a COVID-weary public last September after a video surfaced, and we covered that, and the video clip is on that video that we covered. After the video surfaced showing the then Agriculture and Fisheries Minister wine toasting and cheering to a non-movement day comment at a birthday party day at New Kingston Hotel. So this is at a time when the whole country was supposed to be on lockdown. People can't go nowhere. We can't gather. We can't do nothing. And them have video come out with them toasting, popping bottles, big broad day, government badness, and that. And the people did not take it okay. They didn't take it okay. You know, some people are like, yo, a madness this right here, and y'all want him to stay in. It's just like the politician from Westmoreland where get into the scuffle on video with his wife, and then people are saying, no man, at the climate of how things are going in Jamaica, especially violence against women, females, and this man is in a position of government, and this is the public display of his behavior, he should not be allowed to stay in office. All right, you see what he did. So them kick him out off of the bench of the JLP, and he went back in as an independent and just kept his job same way, kept his position same way, nothing changed, and took a long vacation, came back refreshed and all that. So, you know, this brother right there, so now, my thing about him is, yeah, he did wrong. He should be punished because you're held to a higher standard because you are in the position that you're in. Prime Minister Andrew Holness didn't hide his regret, noting that Green had shown great potential as a minister. So even Andrew Holness regretted having to let him go. You know, it was like, Oh man, you mess up like this, brother. If you don't a party, I hide no man. We don't make people take. I guarantee you, the person who took that video and released it to the public is unemployed, and probably probably won't be able to find any employment on any part of the island after that. See, they probably did it. I say, ambitious hustler, thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. Ambitious hustler says champagne shower in a COVID. Yeah, champagne shower in COVID, fam. So my take on it is this. My take on it is this. On Monday evening, Andrew Holness announced that Green would join him as a minister with our portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, which now includes the information portfolio. So some people have said, me blouse and skirt. So wait there. In the body and get a promotion. That's what going on in front of all of it. But I'll tell you what, there are a lot of celebrities, even and regular people that signed a petition. Thousands of people signed a petition to reinstate him. Thousands of people were saying just like what I'm saying, and I honestly believe this. When a man make a mistake, you don't kill him. You have to give him a chance to learn from his mistake. You also don't punish him to where you damage him permanently, because then he don't learn unless his mistake was a mistake that took away lives or something like that. His mistake was getting seen on video, because let's not be naive. You have certain kind of powers in Jamaica. When everybody say lockdown, you not really lockdown, right? And you have the resources to throw a big party, birthday party at a hotel midday and these things and pop a couple bottles. That's living the life, right? They do get special privileges. And there's nothing we can do to change it. That's in every society. Do the top politicians in your country where you live or your place live in your neighborhood? No, they don't. Do they rub elbows with you and party with you? No, they don't. You understand? Them up the upper echelon, top at top. Exactly. First world 876. That's like you expecting to be treated like Usain Bolt when you step off of the plane in Jamaica. It's not gonna happen, right? You have different people on different levels that get different treatment. We can say it's not fair all we want to, but we understand that that's what it is. Far as he goes, the man make a mistake. Don't punish him to the point where you like damage him permanently. So me never want to see him lose him work completely, lose his career completely, and go sit down over there so for the rest of your life. It wasn't warranted, all that. And that is my take. Somebody says, SouFLoTV, what's your take on this? Because we know say you always a back the criminal them. Oh, back criminal. And then they went off into a tangent about how me like certain kind of music. I like the music. Don't mean I think it's real. Just like how I like action movies. My wife will tell you when I come in the house, me say, that you watch? All right, me watch like a bit of that with you. But I really want to watch something where gunshot a fly and man a jump over things and things a blow up on them, something that I don't do any of that in my life. You know? The point where we start encouraging people to think that fantasy or movie and entertainment and songs is also reality. That's the point where we ourselves have gone damn crazy. So I like the song. Don't mean I encourage any foolishness that that artist who sings that song is into. I just ask for proof when you're going to demonize people. And then if you have the proof, I turn my head the next way and make the demonization go on, because some people deserve it, but you have to show proof. And that's all I ask for. In his case, man, ain't nothing wrong with this. The brother get away with it, get a little on the wrist. Yeah, sat out, probably missed a couple of paychecks. But you know, the money has always been good. So the couple of paychecks was just like paying for a vacation kind of thing. But Mr. FLoyd Green is back, and he is right there with Andrew Holness now, right up on the inside. So big up to him for that. Welcome back. What else can I say? I'm not going to sit here and say kill him if I that people want. Trust only God says, I don't dislike the PM either. I just think that he's not the same person we started out with. Power really changed people. That's a deep statement. And again, I'm not going to make no excuse for him, but here's my theory on that. A lot of people are saying it. I've seen the comments online. A lot of people are saying, yo, I can't believe that money I'm going to vote for you. I can't wait for next election because, and then you have people who are saying, I've never voted before, but I'm making sure that next election I vote just to get rid of this man. Some people are seeing him like that, right? But think about this right here. You say he's not the same person we started out with. That's like being in a marriage and you're in your marriage for 10 years. And 5 years down the road, 6 years down the road, you're like, this is not the same person I started out with. People change. Live on the air with SouFLoTV. Good morning, family.
Yo,
My brother, go on. All is well.
Yeah, man, wake up, wise up, and rise up, man. You don't know.
See that all is well.
Yo, Andrew Holness, he needs to put one green bell pepper on top of notes. And that me I tell you.
Like
watching people, you don't know why I do. Hold on there. That the youth, the green, a big disrespect him to, and hold on. He's a member of parliament, right? So you're some kind of government official. What does it have to do with SouFLoTV integrity? That is the big thing when disrespect the integrity of his position. So are you going to not like penalize him, no kind of way, and then bring him back and give him a bigger position? It just goes to show you the corruption once again, my friend. You already know, not mind the pioneer, ain't no pioneer. Hold on. That the 14-year-old girl there. I have the video. Then she put her head like a breadfruit, but she should have turned her yard.
John Noah.
What is a 25-year-old man doing with a little 15-year-old man? My daughter just turned 21. And she wouldn't do that, brother. And she just turned 21 December, brother. Yo, it's awful, man. Very awful when I see how that girl head split open, man. 15-year-old, brother. Yo, them are criminal, yeah? Them are youth, yeah? We don't know what them depend, brother. And it's people that live inside of the district. Because guess what? Enough other people didn't know that that little girl was with that little youth at the house because months she gone.
True.
And them don't say nothing.
True.
That me I say. So it come back down to the people them for blame too because them are hide because guess what? No snitching. That's why. You see what I'm toward though?
True.
Because guess what? That father was passing her every day and didn't even know say right this or she there.
Yeah, that part the brother Sadie, man.
Yeah, and you hold on. 38 murders in 8 days. SouFLoTV at that rate. You are a very highly educated youth. About 200 man are dead this amount of brother. 38 dead in 8 days. Yo, at that ratio in 30 days is going to be about 120 or 150 people dead this month, brother.
It look like them want outdo last year already.
Then that may I say we're gonna outdo last up. This year is on pace for 2,000 murders, sir.
Why?
That may I tell you. Hold on now. Another fun fact. Last year, them say it was 1,463 murders, right? And then didn't count the last 2 weeks of the year.
Right.
So
and the last 2
was over 1,500.
Right, because the last 2 weeks of the year they turn up with couple double murders and triple murder.
Right. All kind of quintuples. Yeah, but yo, we don't know how the place turn over and here just start, brother. Just start.
So you don't feel FLoyd Green should I get back in position or get any position in government? You think them should just completely let them go? Or you feel like the punishment was
maybe
just?
Maybe they should have bring him back, but not so quick. Because integrity, brother, integrity. You don't know that already. Fidelity and integrity have to do when you are dealing with politics. Yeah, character, you know? The man I celebrate during a pandemic time where you're not supposed to be doing that around people with champagne and videoing it to 4K. Come on, man. 4K, 60 frames per second. Come on, with like stabilization and everything. Come on, man. iPhone and use do that.
I saw. So I go here, man.
So everything is a joke. Hold on. One more thing, one chat board.
All right.
The Maroon, no sovereignty. This is a sitting in place. SouFLoTV, and you know that too. You can Google it. Go back in history, people can't read. The Maroons made an agreement with the British. We are independent from the British, right? So that agreement not fly with this government. So that's why Andrew Holness is saying no way, because that agreement is null and void now.
Mm.
Right,
so why not just come out and say
void.
that?
All right, hold on. They are trying to hold the same position as the Native American Indians.
Right.
But at least them, right, but them not have the same position there.
Why not?
That them want reservation. All right. Basically, what they're saying is Maroon country is reservation, just like the Indians have.
Basically,
all over
yes.
South Florida and we That's what them are trying to say. But guess what? There was nothing written down on paper. What they made was a verbal agreement with the British. That was when in a 17 how long? Yeah, so that null and void, brother. Remember that we're independent from them, right? And then after we went independent from slavery in 1738, 36, way before America did it in 65? Yeah, so we were free from slavery in Jamaica before America. So that agreement that they made with the British is null and void. So the Maroons, they need to go where they're going and make them mine out that for the backside, because Russia, China, America, Canada have big stakes over there. They're leasing out the land to mine it out for backside, brother.
That part is true, but
so
the Maroons
billions of dollars is over there. So me don't know what the Maroon them are try to do. They're not even a plan ganja over there, brother. What am I do?
Boy.
Bridge light and bridge water. No income is, and then the government is not getting no tax off of them.
So
like,
so they're seen as
here.
Are you saying they're seen as expendables then?
Yes, very much so. And then this man, he is a puppet for this man named George Soros. And him owns some big broadcasting network, I think Vice TV or something like that.
Why do I keep hearing this?
Destabilize the country government, brother.
Why I keep hearing this George Soros name when it comes to Chief Currie?
Brother. Yes, facts. Google it, brother. Yo, enough other platforms talk about it. SouFLoTV, chat about it. Politics Watch, chat about it and break it down, brother. And you can go Google it too. So that guy is actually a plan, because he's an educated youth coming from college. He's a plan.
Chief Currie.
So if I get paid, Chief Currie, stay there. Chief Currie, I get millions of dollars under the quiet from George Soros, brother.
You know what?
That meant allegedly.
See? That's why you're
allegedly. Me not say that
you know, Chief Currie not hard for reach, you know.
But hold on, no. Birds are chirping. So there has to be a little bit of truth inside of it.
All right, sir.
You see me, I said?
All right.
Only for different topics, so I want to touch on little quick. You see me, I said, my brother, you don't know, not my pioneer, ain't no pioneer.
Right, that's
always a tune in and listen.
Big up yourself.
Yeah.
Jono, that whole thing about Chief Currie being a plant and for George Soros, and he's getting funded by him to help to destabilize the government of Jamaica. That's a serious accusation, actually, you know. You know, you can't throw alleged behind anything or in front of anything, but once that accusation is out there, because obviously that accusation is growing steam. Now, I'm not the type of person that want to hear about so-and-so vlogger did it and so-and-so vlogger said it and so-and-so vlogger said it. If you're going to give me what the resource or the source then that they use to get this information, then we can talk. But it's not coming across to me like that. So I have to go do my research. And again, I was going to make a joke, but it's not really a joke. Chief Currie is not hard to reach. You know, say L.A. Lewis put out his number publicly, and L.A. Lewis call him and him run L.A. Lewis off of him phone, right? So he's not hard to reach, and he obviously answers his phone. So how about we just call him and ask him? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna ask him and I'm gonna talk to him about certain things. I hear what the chief have to say. If he want to talk to me or if he hang up on me like how he hang up on LA Lewis, then me make him know that also. But I'm gonna call him. See, I am. I will call the chief myself. That is exactly what I'll do. And I'll relay whatever happens there. Hopefully, me not get hang up on like how LA get hang up on. Anyway, rotted. That's a serious accusation. But remember, I tell you, the demonization campaign is on. So the Gleaner just put him on front page as increasingly delusional there. You already know what time it is. All right. Increasingly delusional. Just like how that police commissioner went on, was it TVJ? Or one of them news station there, I believe it was TVJ, and said Vibes Cartel is the leader of a gang that is responsible for over 100 murders across the island of Jamaica. Okay, I hear the accusation, sir. It is ghastly. You are the leader of an organization that's responsible for over 100 murders. Yeah, call shots, over 100 persons dead. You control that entity. Right. Give me some proof then. Because once you give me the proof and I see it, I'm going to say, fry him backside. Me no business if I'm my favorite artist, I'm liking music, fry him. But there was no proof. It was just a ghastly accusation. And that ghastly accusation to this day has people thinking it's factual because of who said it and on what platform he said it on. So I say, so I'm not really take things from people like that. I like, if you tell me, I'll be like, yeah, me agree or me don't agree or take my notes, go do my own digging and my own research, call some people if I have to, and then come out with what I come out with, right? So we're gonna do that. Chief Currie, we're coming your way shortly. We will be in touch shortly. I forgot to look up the LA Lewis video and grab the number off it still. LA said, call him. Chief answer him phone. Hello? Him say, yeah, this is the Emperor, Maroon Emperor. I'll fix him like a tiara. There's something where I'm up on him head look like come from a dollar store, right? And it's the thing that I buy for my daughter for her birthday, or the something where the something where you put on the top of the cake for a birthday cake for a girl, or a sweet 16 crown or something like that. Him fold up him locks, push it up in it, and have a little crown upon him head. I say, yes, it's the Emperor. Emperor, Maroon Emperor. Here, Chief Currie. He said, this is the Emperor, Maroon Emperor. I wanna talk to you about the shooting thing where I started talking now. Where going down there, what took place down there recently. My boy, Chief Currie said, listen, come off on my phone. Come off on my phone. So obviously he's not recognized by that chief as an emperor or any other kind of anything of the Maroon. He's self-appointed and self-anointed. He is. But that's LA Lewis. Not true? A staple within our culture. Joke for when you want to joke and these kind of things. But now, like, before I go into my next topic, me see LA Lewis with gun in our video. I mean, I said to myself, that's got to be a prop gun. But him unload the gun, take out the magazine, and start shell out the bullet them in my hand one by one. And I thought to myself, okay, and this is on YouTube. Because I remember when Ricky Trooper, shout out to Trooper, bad selector, history god, Trooper was in the US, and remember that? And Trooper got a little tipsy and he took out the gun. And when he took out the gun, immigration was watching. And you know, all authorities were watching. Oh, so you're here on a work permit, you're visiting, and you have a gun. You know you don't have no gun permit with a gun there. So you're holding an illegal weapon. Okay. The man took out him gun and said, put this for YouTube. Remember that? Trooper hasn't flown this direction since. In visa tech flight. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Hello? Oh boy. You're not answering my family. You're not answering me. Mental illness is real among our people. LA is a self-appointed and anointed, self-anointed. And I'm telling you, he made the chief. Oh, no, can't go call it. Me now encourage you to figure ring off the man phone though. Leave his phone so he can do business. But him put the number out there and call it and him answer. So at the number. All right, brother, what going?
Yo, this one come up on a work permit and possess a firearm and put it before the camera.
You remember that? You remember that? But the drug troopers say, we saw pussy, put this for YouTube. And I hold up a gun. You remember that?
No, sir.
Yo, Ricky Trooper used to play some big dance America, yeah. And from that happened, Trooper hasn't flown back this direction yet. So big up to Trooper, real Trooper. No, everybody knows a Trooper legendary still, but yeah.
People man think SouFLo. Yeah. So if no say, you can't come on and drink and put us a firearm.
These are the things we do. This is us. These are the things we do.
Yo, pan camera SouFLo. Lord God, we never heard of this yet.
Put this on YouTube. And the man said, I'm telling you what bad man. I'm telling you what sleep. The man got eating a man. Him drunk, the liquor did attack. And him, and he was, now you're flashing the gun and you're saying things about you will kill this a person, rinse my gun at this a person face and I laugh about it. They're seeing that as a violent threat. You come out of one country where people are dead like that. Are you there talk about put this for YouTube? So you think you're a boss. You feel like nobody can hold you. You're probably here to commit murders or cause murders. You got to go. And boy,
what I know. This man on camera was illegally possessing a firearm. On a work permit. Come on, man. I'm lucky if they never get 15 years for that.
See that? But no, them just take away him thing and him can't fly that way no more. I don't know if they'll reinstate it because remember Busy Signal, Busy Signal did that on the run for how many years and we didn't even know because Busy Fly go everywhere except for the US. Remember that enough? People used to be like, didn't Busy used to live in the US?
Kind of different because I'm go under like one another name, allegedly, but only for Jamaican people do that. You see me I say, but
yeah, man, but there
is something called, all on the SouFLo, there's something called statute of limitations. So even if you get dip after like 7-8 years, you can refile back and down back again, brother.
Yes, man, we know that part there, but listen this. Most people who have to do that never get to go back again. Especially if your stuff has to do with drugs or it has to do with guns or it has to do with violence against somebody else. They will tell you, go home my yard and in 7 years, statute of limitation run out, reapply. Most of them people there never see the US again, right? So how busy happen quick, busy one happen quick enough.
Rehabilitation. So that means you probably have to go get a trade, get a degree, start working a new field, a career, and and then you can sit there.
Yeah,
you can't just sit down one corner and think that you're going to have a, because guess what now? When you get a visa, that is just a contract. That is really not, that is just a contract that is signed with immigration to reside in the country. That is not like a citizenship. You understand? So when you commit a crime, a felony, it is considered an aggravated felony. You understand? So is that make them take away your thing because you violate the terms of the contract and now they have to expedite you back to your country. So them call it deport. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, so it's really. So it's just politics still at the end of the day because if Jamaica is independent, no Jamaican citizen should be deported from nowhere. You know, but whatever, we're not independent. So we have to run down a visa and then get a US passport. And then nobody can dip with the US passport and the dignity. But anyways, yeah man, it's just politics. But coming back to brother, no man, you can't do that.
But that's how I go.
On camera.
Let me take that call there, brother.
Yeah man, big up yourself.
All right. All right, whoever that was, please call back again soon. So put this on YouTube. Put this on Bumbuckler YouTube. Never work out too good for Trooper. Jano, All right, the next thing we want to talk about, because we got about 15 minutes left in here, and then we have to close it down. Because it's at 8:30, the show has to be finished. Because, you know, wife have to go at gym and them thing that should happen our 2022. This is the best me that I will ever be, kind of thing. Or the best me for this year. I don't know, she do her thing. So I want to facilitate. All right. This story bothers me. Seeing, take a call. Maybe a courier try to get you. I name Currie. I name Currie. Me see a who, but I can't reveal people identity. All right. Over 40 healthcare workers at the St. Ann Bay Regional Hospital in St. Ann are out sick due to the COVID-19. Something we are going on. Further, the hospital is also seeing an increase in the same COVID-19 admission since December. Essentially, we're seeing the effects of the fourth wave, they said. Numbers are increasing exponentially, and Dr. Tanya Hamilton Johnson, senior medical officer at the hospital, told the Gleaner on Monday. We used to have 20 inpatients per day in December. Now we're seeing 40. So all our designated isolation wards are completely full. She warned that the situation will worsen if persons continue to flout the prevention protocols as well as to fail to get the joke. Our healthcare workers are overwhelmed. And in terms of it affecting our health workers, our healthcare workers, we have now over 40 healthcare workers that are out, and it is going to go up daily, Hamilton Johnson said. She said that the situation is made worse by a rise in victims of motor vehicle crashes because them are full up the hospital mostly. While we have the increase in numbers in patients being admitted with the with something that we're having an increase in trauma from motor vehicle accidents. So we're having two sets of increasing numbers. And end quote. All right, that short article right there. What I'm concerned about is this. Didn't they make it mandatory the other day for all the healthcare workers, and they had a deadline that all the healthcare workers did have to get sniped, right? So how come 40 of them from one institution are out with the something? That's kind of, that's saying to me, I don't know if that's too encouraging for the onlookers who are doubters, who are saying, yeah, I want to get mine too, but say it's the 40 healthcare worker, they will take it, them yard, because them sick can't work. So that's not too encouraging. Or did they not take it? Are they the healthcare workers who are saying, instead of me taking it, me I go on sick leave, or me I go call out, or me I go just stay home and say me sick? I don't know. But 40 of them from one institution. Which one is it? Did they take it? Or did they say, no, me sick already. Me I stay home, me sick already. Hold on, pan that, me sick already. Don't joke me yet. Me I go home. Me I go stay home until me feel better. 1 week pass. Hello, SouFLoTV, you're coming into work today? No, no, I'm still sick. We still having something. We can't. And next week pass. SouFLoTV, you're coming into work? No, I'm still sick. I'm still sick. I don't know. But if they did take it, then that tells the people outside that, yes, they had to take it. Trevor Allen says, yes, they had to take it. I'm backtracking, Trevor. And what I remember is that it was made mandatory for all of them to take it, right? So after the date passed, I automatically suggest, or I automatically assume that everybody who is going to work in that field has taken it, because they didn't leave a out for them. One point I know the out was that they would have to test weekly, but they would also have to pay for that test weekly. Some people say, well, if me a test weekly, it's 4 tests per month, me I'm out the whole of my paycheck for the month. Me I go work for, by the time I do transportation, buy little groceries and something else, me not have no money leave. So might as well take it and done, right? And they took it. Which brings me to something I wanted to talk about yesterday, just briefly. We only have about 10 minutes left in here. Wifey says she got vaxxed, but she cannot let her husband know. She took it, as a lady, I tell me this enough. She works in the healthcare field. She's a nurse as well. She said she took it and she did it to save her job. However, he strongly opposes it. He is actually afraid of people who took it. That part there. He's actually afraid of people who took it because he believes that they are actually the ones who are making it rain, right? You know, they make it rain in the club, dollar bills everywhere. If your husband is under the impression that those who get them job, they're the ones who are making it rain with that something there. So I'm afraid of them. So he expressed this fear to his wife, and his wife telling him that she not gonna take it because you know for him afraid of it, and he is adamant that they don't have to take it. So I asked her, why you take it then? She said because for one, she did want to take it. For two, she because she's fearful of what might happen, and she works in a field where you know it's right in front of her face every single day. Plus, she had to do it to save her job because she was at one of those institutions where it was mandated and they had a deadline. She waited all the way up till the deadline, and the day when she could have been like, "Yo, I'm have to walk off of the job. I can't do it," or resign. She said, "Yo, I'm taking it," and she did. So now when he asks her, "So how come you still go to work and everything like that?" She tell him, say, them I do the weekly test. So she have options, but she don't have no options at work. Me say, if me say this on the show, you know, things I'm gonna figure out says you. She says, no, not really. So think about that. This thing has drawn a line even through families, right? Even through, you know, have it, me now come round your boy, see you in the next lifetime. You take it. Divorce, see you in the next lifetime. Like, yo, this thing is serious. This thing is serious. Marriage broke. Stanford TV says that is the problem, family. Most of who I know it catch it and recover, but it's easier to catch it when you take it. Mm. Something to look into. Chamrise Paris says, SouFLoTV, there's a lot of healthcare workers who have fake papers providing that they have it. Wow. I wouldn't doubt it. I know there are a lot of them that walked off the job. I know there are a lot of them that resigned. And I know there are a lot of them that took it and said, yo, I went to school for 4 years for this. I got a bachelor's in nursing. I'm not going to just throw this away. Me have student loan left what still need to pay off and these kind of things. You know, I'm not even seasoned in my career yet and all these things. Some people I say, just change your career path or do whatever. And, you know, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So people took it for their many different reasons. I wouldn't want to be in a position in a relationship, a marriage though, where I have to hide that from my wife. And she is frantic about being around people that took it, especially being like intimately close with them. And then she can find out to me take it. She probably would have feel betrayed. Not true? But at the same time, what choice did you give me? Like, we couldn't tell us to take it. Want to lose my job. One more question I asked her, I said, so, like, what are your financial situations like? You know, if you give me no numbers or nothing like that, like, you know, good, or it's a case where you need both halves to make the whole, you know? And she was like, no, my husband, I try to get me to stop work from this whole thing start because I'm afraid, like, one time I go work and come in on these things. She even spoke about in the beginning of it, she used to actually stay at the facility and she would come home like 2 days out of the week and stuff like that for fear of bringing stuff to her family because people did afraid and nobody never really understand how the thing worked, right? But as we got knowledge of it, then her healthcare workers started going home on a regular basis. And now it's like, hey, everybody people are getting jabbed more, thing loosen up, they come and go like regular shifts. Now, she said she's fine. He could take care of everything. And they already have amassed a nice little nest egg and all that. They're good. So she really don't have to, but she actually loves what she does. How do you go, how do you go about that? Trevor Allen said it's an individual choice. No one can tell you what to do. You have to make your own decision on what is good for you. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. And do some research and make an educated decision. Nobody follow friend and company. Oh, man, I don't take it because and then they feel them business are spoiled and your business are spoiled too. Or yes, me want me I take it and them are dead and you are dead too. Like whatever the consequences or the outcome is, it will be much easier for you to accept when the decision was yours to take it. right? So go ahead and do your due diligence, your research. Majority of who's here, very intelligent people, and can definitely handle that. So go ahead and do your own research and make the thing work, right? Boy, I see some people I use the V word in here and the C word in here. I'm throwing up gang signs out here. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing all that in here. In that, don't do it. Don't do it. Take it out of your comment, please. There's something going on out here. The censoring and all that. Please don't do it. All right. That's why you don't hear me saying it outright. See, the last topic for the morning now. We have 4 minutes in here. All right. The Jamaica Travel Advisory. Run it down real quick. The funny thing about this is that the U.S. issues travel advisory for Jamaica, but the U.S. has more COVID cases rampantly than poor little Jamaica does. So when they're warning people not to go to Jamaica because of COVID, it's kind of weird to me. I'm here. I'm sitting here. And I know that COVID broke out while I saw no me I said the word because I'm happy to say the word. You see how they draw me out? I never mean to say it. I forgot to edit that part there. But now, this travel advisory, and they put a big old red band on it. So I'm not about to go to the Jamaica newspaper. I went straight to the travelstate.gov. All right, travel.state.gov, the government site that releases these. Jamaica Travel Advisory, big old red sitting panic. We're in the red. Jamaica is now at a level 4, and a level 4 means do not travel. It didn't say be cautious. It says do not travel. I'm taking it dead from the site. I'm gonna pull my other computer over here so I can see it. See that? This is the US site. Do not travel. That's what they have on Jamaica. So they're basically, but you know what? When they said do not travel, I went and looked at like other places it was printed and the comment section. I'm gonna see people that said stuff like, I buy my ticket right now because that means the ticket price I go down and the flight them I go empty again and we can get choices on seats to choose. It not stop nobody. I heard people also say I'm going, regardless of what I'm going. So, but this is what it is, and you got to understand that this will affect the tourism industry, right? We locals will say we're going, but there's a lot of people out there who depend on this, and them are gonna say, Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year to SouFLo.
Good morning and same to you. I saw you earlier, but I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I know you have 4 minutes left, but I'm glad to touch this topic.
All right, and I still can't hear
you. You can't hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm wrapping up the show now, trying to keep it on schedule. So you have to get into it for me, please.
Yeah, I know. On this topic of the level 4 for both the C word and so for the other C word, crime.
And crime.
People really need to read into things beyond the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
There's now a push with American investors for timeshares and travel to Mexico when they didn't want Mexicans in America last year, and quite a few other tourists.
You ready for camping?
There's something. Look into that.
All right. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, and I would like to hear what you're saying, but you sound like you're underwater. But I heard the first part of what you were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, right, with a yes or no. So these people you're saying are invested in timeshares and other, say, vacation properties in other neighboring islands and places, and when they want to divert the crowd and the money from, say, Jamaica, because they're like, yo, my timeshares and my places over here has to get some, then they issue stuff like this, scare the people into a different direction, you're saying? That's
that's number one.
Right, because I'm not hearing you clearly, but I'm trying to put the pieces together of what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2, we have a heightened relationship with China and lesser with the U.S. at this point.
So we're not in their favor, so they do this?
Yes. And if there was a serious issue with Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
The housing starts, the construction, the expansion of the hotel that's going on right now, the expansion of airlines and flights.
Mm-hmm.
Those companies would not be doing that if there was such a red flag with Jamaica.
Mm. Okay.
Look at it.
I am.
Hotels are expanding here major. Airlines have increased flights here major.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the crime scene is basically contained within our country and our culture. Nobody's out here killing tourists 24/7.
Right.
I see tourists walking around like without a care in the world.
Yo, listen, I'm in Jamaica, right? And well, let me tell you, I go everywhere. I go to the far corners. But the places that I see tourists at, and they're just free. I see them by themselves jogging. No shirt on, just shorts out early in the morning.
Yes.
I see them walking by themselves late at night around
Yes.
some bamboo lane places. And like they're fearless on the island. They actually really don't fear nothing. The ones who are out and about like that. And it's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Some of them go and intermingle with the locals, you know, and kind of things like that. So, yeah, there's not really a fear for them there as far as crime is concerned. We've heard stories of a few over the years that went and got into some things, you know, but it wasn't like they were snatching tourists up.
And the story on Chief Currie's propaganda too.
The say again, the Chief Currie story is what?
Propaganda.
You're off that belief.
When you want people's land, listen, they could come for my land right now and paint a wicked picture of me.
So that's what I was saying about how they demonize you before they crucify you, you know. And I'm seeing what looks like a demonization campaign, like when the Jamaica Gleaner puts him on the front page and puts big bold words like increasingly delusional. That kind of makes me like, okay,
yes, sir.
You know, so yeah.
I just want to say to Jamaicans who are living abroad and to you, look back at the demonization of Harlem. How unsafe it was.
We could easily look at the demonization of any great leader. Like once they step out and they're stepping out is against the status quo and agenda, then you see what happens. Marcus Garvey got turned into a criminal / whatever, con man, tried to reduce his legacy to that, a criminal con man that conned his own people and lied about a lot of stuff. You can go on and on with the names, but yes, that's where it's right before us, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have to take that into consideration as well. There's some big heavy powers
that want that land right now.
Yep, I agree. I agree that they want the land.
All righty.
All right, bless up and
thank
you.
I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
Bless up. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that's the last call for the day. Cause wife just left and went to the gym, and me don't want my daughter fall off of the bed and these kind of things. Let me unplug the phone. Somebody said, "Why was your phone so? Why this guy was screaming at him so loud?" I have some big speakers in here, and I actually hooked the phone up to a speaker. So I know him did a talk loud, and me did have the thing turn up all the way up. So he got 215 patients in hospital. I work in Brooklyn, shaking my head. Nobody's not saying it's not real, you know. And somebody said, "Me take it on me, not dead yet." Nobody now said that you should have dead right away when you take it. People are saying they're concerned about long-term effects because it wasn't studied that long, right? So they have no data that says how this thing is going to act in your body 5 years from now, 10 years from now, etc. There are other people who are saying, God go with me and I'll wait it out. If 10 years down the road, just like the flu shot, me not see nothing happen. A bunch of people dropping like flies, blood clotting, all kind of stuff going on with them, stroke, heart attack, anything have to do with that, then I'll take it. Or is this a case of we're going to hear a small commercial? You know them commercial they will come on quiet at night. In the daytime, you'll see Pricolex. Take Pricolex. It is good for irritated skin, something, and then Pracolex sell off at the store. They make 100 billion off of Pracolex. And then one night you up late night watching TV and you hear, if you or any of your family members have taken Pracolex and has experienced blood clotting, heart attack, dead stroke, or has died from this, please contact. The other side effects are drippy stool, you know what I said, premature ejaculation, PP don't work no more, whatever the hell they want. And you're like, rotted, granny never take Pracolex or something. So we don't know where it's gonna go. That's what the people are saying, and we can't put that to the side and be like, who cares about your concern? That's dead. All right, just take it, even if you feel like it'll kill you. You can't do that, right? That's why I say this is a personal thing. Who has a right to choose has a right to choose, and who don't has a right to choose that too. So we're in it like that, and we're all in it together. We hate the people that are drawing a line about juke up, go over there, so no juke up, go over there, so me not like that. Me don't like that. Now it's getting draconian when you do that, right? And I still haven't said, yeah, I took it, or no, I didn't take it yet, because I don't want people to say, well, SouFLo influenced me to take it too, or well, SouFLo influenced me not to take it. It won't be me. Go do your research. You're educated, you're intelligent. Do your research. Find the right answer that suits you and do what's best for you. That's it. That's how me that with the thing. So this whole thing now, the travel advisory. I want to come off of this thing real quick, but let me run through the travel advisory for you. There are 4 levels to this travel advisory, right? You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Blue, yellow, orange, and red. We're at red. And that's what them place we know. Blue means exercise normal precautions. Red, the next one, number 2, which looks like pink or whatever, it means exercise increased precaution. And number 3 is what? Reconsider travel. Do you really want to do this? That's number 3. That's like when the light turned amber. Do I really want to still go, or should I hit the brakes? I'm not gonna run the red light. And then red is tell which part you're there. Do not go there. It actually says it right here. Do not travel. All right. It tells you to read the Department of State website before you plan any international travel, which I would advise anybody to do. See, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention is issued a level 2 travel health notice to Jamaica Code 19. Below whatever they put in all these places. This is not just about the C. We throwing up our gang signs again. CV, CV, CV. This is not about the C. This is about the V, right? So, or this is not about the V. This is about the C. Crime. Crime is a problem, which is why the travel advisory is red. Do not travel as well. Them look, them say 38 dead in the first 8 days, or 37 dead in the first 8 days, and they're like, hey, chill. You might not want to go there yet. I don't know what's going on the ground, but people are pitch over like fly. So relax a little bit, stay where you're at, or find someplace else to go. That caller that called before, though, I like people who think outside the box. And some people jump in and say, nah, that's not what's happening. But how do you know? How do you know that's not what's happening? Because it makes sense to me. Let me tell you something. People go into business to be successful, and people will pull all kinds of cards to make sure that their business ventures are successful, because there's a lot of money invested in it. You don't want to lose. So why would I not try to divert people to where I want them to go with their money if I have the power to do so? Just saying. All right. The kids are fine. I'm going to go right now. All right. So they put a couple of places in Jamaica you shouldn't go and all these other things. Go to the website, the official website, and read it for yourself. Again, you're intelligent people. You can do this on your own. And this is, just type in Jamaica Travel Advisory and then Travel State Gov. That's it. We're going to left this one right as well. Big up on yourself. Bless up. Somebody says, so we're going to look on the picnic them, which is what I'm going to do. I'm out. Peace.